My name is Brenda Mae Thompson, and I'm 52 years old. On the morning of March 8th, I experienced something unimaginable. I died on my bathroom floor. It's a peculiar statement to utter, and even now, it doesn't always feel real. Before that fateful morning, I was simply a dental hygienist, going about my everyday life. For 28 years, I dedicated myself to cleaning people's teeth, gently reminding them to floss, and listening to their stories. My world revolved around my husband, Bill, and our 2 grown children, Cody and Jenna. Like any parent, I found myself preoccupied with the everyday worries that come with family life. The bills piled up, the car was making that strange noise again, and the news on television seemed to grow more chaotic with each passing day. All I wanted was for my kids to be safe. It felt as if the world was spinning faster and faster, and I was desperately trying to hold on. That morning felt just like any other. The rich aroma of coffee wafted through the air, a familiar comfort. Bill had already headed out for his construction job, leaving me to my morning routine. As I stood in the bathroom, applying a touch of mascara, my mind wandered to the grocery list I needed to tackle after work. I recall pondering whether to buy that particular brand of orange juice that Cody loves, even though he hasn't lived at home for 5 years. It's amusing how our minds cling to the smallest details. And then, just like that, it happened. It wasn't a gradual dimming. It was more like a lightning bolt striking directly within my skull. The pain was excruciatingly sharp, so intense that I barely had a moment to scream. It burned white hot. And then, just like that, there was nothing. An explosion of light erupted behind my eyes, followed by the sudden thud of my body collapsing onto the cold tile floor. In one fleeting moment, I was Brenda, lost in thoughts of orange juice. In the next, I found myself detached from my body, floating in a serene calmness where all pain had vanished. As I hovered near the ceiling, I looked down and saw myself crumpled by the bathtub. My mascara was smudged beneath one eye, a detail that felt overwhelmingly significant for a fleeting moment. There it was, my mascara, a little askew. Strangely enough, I wasn't scared. In fact, I should have been terrified. But instead, I felt an unexpected calm. It was more a sense of curiosity than anything else. I felt a gentle pull, not a forceful tug, but rather a soft suggestion guiding me. It was as if something quietly beckoned me away from the bathroom, away from the confines of my house. Outside, I could hear my neighbor's dog Buster barking, adding to the atmosphere of the moment. The rich aroma of coffee wafted through the kitchen, still brewing, yet everything around me seemed to fade into a hushed stillness, as if someone were gradually lowering the volume on my existence. I shifted my gaze away from my own reflection on the floor and noticed an opening before me. It wasn't the typical tunnel of light you often hear about. Instead, it felt as though the very air before me simply parted, like stepping through a curtain woven from the fabric of night. It was dark, but not the kind of darkness that instills fear. Rather, it was a profound, velvety silence that enveloped me, wrapping me in its comforting embrace. It was a serene and timeless experience. I found myself drawn to it, even without a body or feet to carry me. I moved toward it, immersing myself in its essence. Inside, the silence enveloped me completely. It wasn't an empty silence. Rather, it was rich and profound, brimming with an overwhelming sense of peace. All my worries, the bills, the news, my children's safety, felt like a heavy, damp coat I had been unknowingly wearing my entire life. But in that moment, it was as if I had finally shed that weight. I felt light, liberated, and for the first time, I truly connected with the real me. I can't say how long I lingered in that all-encompassing darkness. In that void, time lost all meaning. It could have been a mere second or an eternity of 1,000 years. Then, gradually, the darkness began to shift. It didn't transform into light. Rather, it simply became less oppressive, less suffocating. A gentle glow began to emerge at the periphery of my vision, reminiscent of a sunrise unfolding in every direction simultaneously. Along with this newfound light came a sound not music, but a singular, perfect tone. It resonated deeply within me, vibrating at the very core of my being. It was a sound that wrapped around me like a warm embrace, evoking the essence of everything good I had ever experienced. It reminded me of my mother's comforting hug, my daughter's joyful laughter, and the blissful sensation of sunlight on my face after a long, dreary winter. All of these cherished moments converged into one perfect, low, and beautiful hum. And then, in that instant, I saw him. He stood at the center of a radiant glow, surrounded by a light that seemed to pulse with life. I must tread carefully as I describe this moment, for words often fail to capture its essence. They feel inadequate, almost fragile. He resembled no painting or statue I had ever encountered. The pictures we have are like a child's stick figure drawing of a sundae. They simply can't do justice to the experience. His presence transformed the very atmosphere around us. Before he arrived, I felt a sense of peace. But when he was there, that peace came to life in a way I had never imagined. It wasn't merely the absence of worry. It was the overwhelming presence of a profound, unbreakable stillness that roared with intensity. It was akin to the sensation you experience while standing by the ocean, watching the waves crash rhythmically against the shore, but magnified 1,000,000 times over. All the frantic energy that surged within me, the relentless hum of anxiety that accompanied me each day, suddenly fell silent. The static that had filled my mind vanished. He stood before me, tall and imposing, dressed in what appeared to be a simple robe, yet it seemed to shimmer as if woven from pure light. It shifted and swirled with colors I had never encountered before. But it was his face, his eyes, that truly captivated me. That's where I lost my composure. When I gazed into his eyes, it felt as though I was peering into the very history of the universe. It wasn't just that he knew all my secrets. It was that he truly understood me. He saw the Brenda who existed before the world had its way with her, the little girl who believed in magic, the teenager who often felt isolated, and the woman who fought so hard, yet always felt like she was falling short. He witnessed everything. There was no judgment, not even a hint of it. His gaze didn't feel like that of someone merely reading a book about my life. It felt as if he were the one who had penned every word. The depth of his love was truly overwhelming. I didn't cry out of happiness or sadness. I simply leaked. Tears streamed from the depths of my spiritual essence as my small being struggled to contain the overwhelming flood of love that was being poured into me. It was a love more tangible than the cold tile floor beneath me, where I had just taken my last breath. He didn't communicate through words. His voice resonated in my mind, enveloping me in warmth far beyond any sound. It was the voice of vibrations, the essence of light itself. Brenda May. He uttered my full name. In that instant, I truly understood the essence of my own identity for the very first time. The way he spoke, it was like music, each syllable flowing together like a beautifully crafted poem. I opened my mouth to respond, to ask, "Am I?" But before I could finish, he simply said, "Peace." And with that single word, the sensation within me deepened, enveloping me in a profound tranquility. Just take a moment to be still. And so I did. I found myself suspended in his presence, embraced by the profound reality of being perfectly imperfectly known. It was the most beautiful moment of my entire existence. After a while, his voice returned, gentle yet unmistakably clear. "I have something incredible to share with you. Don't be afraid." Suddenly, the scene around us transformed. We were no longer enveloped in that radiant light. Instead, we found ourselves suspended in the vast, deep blackness of space, gazing down at our beautiful Earth. It was a mesmerizing swirl of blue, white, and green, a vibrant marble suspended in the cosmos. Yet, as I gazed more intently, I noticed a film covering its surface, a murky, greasy layer that seemed to defy the physical realm. This was not a tangible substance. It was something far deeper, something spiritual. It was a concoction of fear, anger, and chaos swirling beneath the surface. My once beautiful world has fallen victim to pollution. His voice resonated within me, filling my soul with a profound sadness, not just from the chemicals that taint our environment, but from the sins of humanity itself. The earth groans beneath the burden of it all. This era is drawing to a close. I am determined to take action and rescue humanity from the brink of its own destruction. With a sweeping gesture of his hand, he revealed a massive, shadowy planet, a world unlike any I had ever encountered, gliding slowly through the vastness of space. I will unleash my own creation to usher in a profound silence, he declared. A world I have meticulously set on its course since the dawn of time will unfold before your Sunday. For 3 days and 3 nights, it will cast a deep darkness over the earth. The scientists may have their own terminology for it, but I refer to it as my great act of mercy. In my vision, I witnessed this dark world overshadowing the sun, casting a complete and total shadow over the earth. The city lights flickered and then vanished, plunging everything into darkness. All screens went blank, leaving behind an eerie stillness. Everything will come to a halt, he explained. All technology will cease to function. The cacophony that humanity relies on to escape from me and from themselves will finally fall silent. They will panic. Confusion will reign. Yet, this must be done to capture the attention of every soul. They'll freeze, I murmured, envisioning the chilling void of space. Everyone will perish. His voice was laced with tenderness. In my mercy, I will ensure that the planet's temperature remains cool yet bearable. No one shall suffer from the biting cold. However, it is essential that you instruct them to gather blankets and prepare food and water. As I spoke, the vision shifted, and I could sense the overwhelming terror of the people on the darkened earth. Before we continue, just one request. Please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us keep going. A chilling, piercing sound echoed through the air, carried by the wind. "What is that?" I asked, my voice trembling with fear. His expression was heavy with sorrow. During this time, he replied, "I will permit the hordes of demons to roam the earth without restraint. Those whose hearts are filled with fear and sin will face torment. Many will succumb to fear alone. The darkness outside will mirror the darkness within them." I felt a surge of anguish rise up in my soul. It was unbearable. "But your people, your children..." "Ah, my children," he said. A radiant light began to emanate from his chest. "They must be ready. This is the reason I am revealing this to you. Inform them that when they witness the skies transforming into hues they've never encountered before, when the heavens unveil my grandeur and peculiar electrical currents dance through the air, they must be prepared. They must return to their homes without delay." In a vivid vision, I saw a family huddled together inside their house. It is essential for them to gather their loved ones, regardless of their beliefs. Ideally, they should seek refuge in the home of a believer. They must cover their windows and securely lock their doors. Under no circumstances are they to look outside. And they must never open the door to anyone, regardless of who they believe might be on the other side. "Why?" I asked. "Because the demons can imitate the voices of their loved ones, using that deception to lure them in. If my children choose to obey, they will be safeguarded by legions of my holy angels. Evil will find no way to enter." I urge them to light simple white candles, nothing fancy, just pure white. And as they do so, They should pray. Pray without ceasing, for in the silence, their only refuge will be me. I gazed at him, my thoughts swirling like a dark planet filled with demons and angels. It was overwhelming. Yet he wasn't done. His eyes held an even deeper mystery, drawing me in further. Amidst the enveloping darkness, as fear grips the world, an extraordinary miracle is about to unfold. Brenda May revealed to me a vision of the earth, shrouded in shadows. Yet, from the depths of this gloom, brilliant points of light began to burst forth from the ground, illuminating the night. Across the world, it resembled a million fireworks igniting simultaneously. The graves of my righteous ancestors will burst forth with my brilliance. His voice rang with triumph as he declared, "I will summon their bodies from the dust and their souls from the heavens, and they will be transformed anew. The resurrection of the dead will unfold in the shadows, a realm where only my children will truly grasp the light." In that moment, I witnessed the believers gathered in their homes, as a radiant brilliance illuminated the interiors, casting away the darkness. And at that very moment, he declared that many of my living saints, those who truly know me and have devoted their entire hearts to me, will undergo a remarkable transformation. In the blink of an eye, they will be changed and will rise up to be with me. This is the gathering you have longed for. I was left breathless, overwhelmed by the rapture of the moment. It was destined to unfold during the 3 days of darkness. Yet, as I looked into his eyes, his expression shifted, clouded by sadness. "But not all who call my name will be taken," he said, a somber reminder of the uncertainty that lay ahead. "My children, who are familiar with me yet choose to live in willful sin, whose love for me has grown tepid, will find themselves left behind. Their decision to cling to the world is a conscious choice to remain in its grasp. This is the great sifting, where the vision has dimmed, and we return to that realm of infinite peace." "What happens next?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "Once the darkness fades and the sun returns, life will continue. But everything will be different." He replied, "It will mark the beginning of the end. A new system is set to emerge, aided by those who have fallen, the aliens, as they will be known. Technology will make a comeback, but it will take on a new form. In this transformed world, engaging in commerce, whether buying or selling, will necessitate a mark." He gazed at me with a profound mix of love and sorrow. The lukewarm Christians who remain will soon confront their ultimate trial. In that moment, they will realize that accepting the mark is not an option. Many will turn back in repentance, and they will have to make the ultimate sacrifice for me. Yet, in this act, they will find salvation for their souls. I simply floated there, absorbing everything around me, the warning, the fear, the miracle, and the glimmer of hope. As I took in my surroundings, I noticed the tranquility and the radiant light enveloping us. My gaze fell upon his face, where an all-knowing love shone in his eyes. And in that moment, a profound new feeling washed over me. I didn't want to go back. "I'm staying," I declared firmly, my voice leaving no room for doubt. It wasn't a question, it was a resolute statement. "I can't go back there. Please, it's too hard, too loud. All I wanted was to remain here with you." In that moment, I sensed a wave of sadness wash over him. It wasn't disappointment. It was a profound, tender sorrow. "Brenda May," he said, my name rolling off his tongue like a gentle caress. "Your light is still needed in the world for a little while longer. You must return and share this message with them. You must warn them so they can ready their hearts." He offered me brief glimpses of my family. I saw Cody, isolated in his apartment, lost in thought. Jenna's face appeared, etched with concern. And there was Bill, beginning to question why I hadn't replied to his text. "Your mission," he continued, "is not to stand on a stage and preach. It is meant to be a small lamp in your home, a guiding light that reveals what lies ahead, preparing them so they won't be afraid. It's a call for them to choose me wholeheartedly, without hesitation." Once again, tears streamed down my face. "I'm not sure I can do it. Everything feels so much better here," he said, inching closer to me. A comforting warmth enveloped me, like a gentle hand resting on my shoulder. "I will be with you. You won't be alone. Now go, and let your little light shine." And just like that, I felt that familiar, gentle tug once more. This time, however, it was drawing me back. "No, please," I pleaded, but it was too late. I was already being swept away, accelerating away from him, away from the light, and away from that perfect moment. The last image etched in my mind was his tender gaze, a silent vow that spoke volumes. Then, everything faded into darkness, cold and suffocating, accompanied by a sharp pang of pain. The first sensation that pierced through the void was an unbearable pressure in my chest, followed by a jolt that felt like being struck by lightning all over again. My eyes snapped open, and I found myself far from the tranquil haven I had imagined. Instead, I was gazing up at a grid of white ceiling tiles. Above me loomed masked faces, their expressions a mix of urgency and focus. The relentless beeping filled the air, frantic and overwhelming. "We've got her back!" someone shouted, their voice cutting through the chaos. "We've got a rhythm!" A tube was lodged in my throat, and a sharp pain throbbed through my head, making it feel as if it had been cleaved in two. Confusion washed over me. Where was I? Why was the pain so intense? Just then, a nurse in scrubs leaned in closer, her eyes wide with concern. "Brenda, can you hear me?" I gently asked, my voice filled with concern. "You're in the hospital. You experienced a bleed in your brain. You've been unresponsive for a while." I paused, hoping for a sign of recognition. "Can you squeeze my hand?" To my relief, she squeezed my hand back. It was a small but significant gesture. I had spent 2 long weeks in the ICU, anxiously waiting for moments like this. My doctor, a compassionate man named Dr. Hall, had been by my side throughout this challenging journey, offering support and reassurance. A few days later, Evan sat on the edge of my bed, his expression a mix of bewilderment and concern. "Brenda," he began, his voice steady yet urgent, "I need you to grasp what happened. Your heart stopped in the ambulance. We spent a considerable amount of time working on you in the emergency room. By all accounts, you were clinically dead for 11 minutes. He shook his head as he glanced at my chart. "People don't come back from that," he said. "And if they do, they're rarely whole. Typically, severe brain damage leads to dire consequences. But here you are. Your scans are showing remarkable improvement. You're speaking, and most importantly, you're still you." As a man of science, Brenda, I find myself at a loss for a scientific explanation. All I could do was smile. I understood the message clearly. I returned with a purpose, carrying the words he entrusted to me. "This message is meant for you. A period of profound darkness is approaching our planet, bringing with it an era filled with fear and confusion for everyone. For the children of God, things can be different. This will be our extraordinary miracle. He has given me a message to share with you. It's time to get your house in order. But I'm not referring to your physical home. I'm speaking about your heart. Forgive everyone around you. Release the weight of sin. It's time to stop being a lukewarm Christian and to fall passionately in love with Jesus right now. Gather some extra food and water and pick up a few simple, white, unscented candles. But above all, make sure to connect with your families. Share with them what lies ahead, so that when the skies begin to shift, they won't label you as mad. Instead, They will seek refuge in your home, finding safety within your walls. When that darkness descends, remember to retreat indoors, cover your windows, lock your door, and place your trust in what is to come. Do not gaze outside. Do not open the door. Instead, pray, sing, and patiently await the miracle. He is coming for his people, even in the heart of the storm. Please, prepare yourselves.